Beautiful beings of the universe, welcome to the home which is here and now. So, I wanted to talk about the real difference between what is a true confidence and how the evil people misuse and think that they are confident, whereas they are just trying to scream at you or yell at you or pass some racist comment. Because the whole thing is that somebody who's pretty much hollow from within, they would want to throw in that sort of garbage onto others. A true confidence is absolutely different thing. True confidence is silence. True confidence is being aware of where you stand and being honest with yourself that this is where you are, and if you do need to work towards building something which might be towards improvement of your own skills, you are honest enough to look at that and work towards that. That is true confidence. Notice that somebody who's really a confident person would never actually go about making fun or yelling at others. Like you often see people on the street or people with very loud cars and vehicles. They are just attention seekers. They just want to grab your attention because they are very much hollow and empty from within. And this is a very narcissistic view. And I'm pretty sure most of us know about this thing. So the best reaction is no reaction. When you enter such a state or you find yourself in situations like that, the best thing is to not react to the narcissistic person or a racist person who is just trying to take over your attention and try to bring your energy down. Because there are all these energy vampires who are jealous of why are you exactly vibing at such a high level and why are they so low, and they have not, because that's precisely the thing, that they have not worked with their own inner self. They have not done the shadow work. Now, the only bright side you can get is while you have done your shadow work. Like from birth and just all of the time, if you want to be in a light state wherein you're always cheerful and happy, that is not true. Truth is, even a confident person does have his or her own dark sides. But it's just that you are more aware and you do not go about throwing tantrums in public. You just take control of the situation and you see to it that you're a responsible being and you do not just want to get into a useless fight. So, what that book Paulo Coelho talks about in The Warrior of Light is that a warrior of light truly chooses his own battles. He or she would not engage in a fight with a useless person with whom they are not going to learn anything. Rather, on such situations, you rather stay to yourself, you keep quiet. Another thing about confidence is that true confidence only comes from skill. Like if you do not have skill, there's no point acting that you're confident. So, for example, if you're a piano player and you know that you need to be going through all these scales, you need to do all these practices, and you need to prepare yourself up before you can play a song. So there's no point faking that you're a great pianist while all the way you're still learning. Now there is no end to that perfection. I'm not saying about a perfection state because perfection does not exist. What we can work with is where we are right now. And you do see, if you're a self aware person, you do see that you need to work on all these areas. And then you work towards that and you prepare yourself accordingly. Anyway, my point for this video was primarily to talk about the power in non reaction. So you need not react to everything that you see around. You can just be in your own center. After all, what is the use of doing all these spiritual studies and reading about all these masters and enlightened sages if they are not to help you in your day-to-day life? As Buddha said, that the true awakening or the real power of the wisdom, it might not just be about hoarding things or your desires would fall down, but how are you actually testing yourself in a tough situation? So you drop your levels of anxiety. You do not have fear anymore from the society outside because now you are much more self-aware as a person. And also, you're not clinging on to anything that you want this or that, and you do not try to manipulate reality in certain way. And you just take things as they are. And if you come from a heightened state of awareness, consciousness, as all the yogis say, that it's all a karma thing. So If it was so supposed to happen that today somebody would yell at you, that would happen. That was just an incident that came, happened, and you just let go. Your problem is, and in general, our problem is because we are too much identified with ourselves, with this body and mind. And if we let go of that, it was just like a sound that was made, and just a sound that was heard, and then it's all forgotten. So there's no remembrance of that. There's no sticky thing going on there. So you do not have any sort of a hate, and you do want to keep yourself free all the time, because what else is the thing that actually keeps you stuck? Is your thought of an unpleasant moment, or your desire for something that you want to happen? So these two states, basically either desire or fear. So if you can just be in the I am, which also is not the individual I which is trying to do that, but is just there. Because we never say, at no point in time we say that I was not there, I'm always there. So with this state of existence, just with this I am practice can save you from a lot of rage and hate, which the society would try to throw at you, so that they can bring you out of your state of neutrality, of your state of just being inner calm and bliss. Because they want to see that how can you be so quiet, and how can you be such a Buddha state while we are just suffering like crazy. But yes, it's possible. And the only way that you can change the world is by changing your own self. And how you can change your own self is by gradually seeing of who you think yourself as, who you think you are, which actually is also a conditioning of the life that you were brought up with. And everybody is actually born to situations like that. So somebody who's a negative person, you cannot truly say that they are just narcissistic because they are deluded and they are stupid and selfish. They are such and such because their environment is like that. They were born to a family like that. That's what Jesus said, that you know the type of tree by the fruit that it bears. So a poisonous tree would bear a poisonous fruit. A flowering beautiful tree would bear flowering beautiful fruits and flowers. That's just the nature of duality. So if you do not try to fight your way around it and try to change every single thing that comes along your way, that is going to save you a lot of time and energy, because that's what we want here. We do not want to have we do not actually want anything. The state of desire itself is false, because the state of desire itself arises in the moment that you say that you are thinking that you're not enough. The state of fear is again false, because you are trying to defend something. And what can you defend? Anyway, death will take away everything, strip away everything that you have. Your body, your mind, your possessions, your things. And death is not something that happens in the future. So you cannot say, oh, I should not worry about death now. You should be aware of your death every single second of your day, of your life, every second. Because that's what is happening right now. And what is the benefit with this mindfulness, awareness of this fact that you will die? Now your attractions and repulsions have faded away. So you're not anymore desiring something too badly. And you're not also being too much in fear mode, like, oh my God, what happens if I'm not able to breathe and if I die? And also understand that you do not have much control. All this idea that we have been fed about through society and media and all of these things, that is just for capitalism, so that you can keep on buying and feel satisfied, so you can have a sense of prolongingness of who you think you are, and this illusion of security, this whole illusion. All that is happening is we are just moving through space and time. A birth happened, life happens, death happens, and then this just goes on in cycle. So there's nothing much to control about, or to have a fight about, or to have a rant about that. Oh, how dare you say this to me, or who do you think you are, or you better apologize to me now. It's a whole lot of wastage of energy. You don't want to do that. It's so much better if rather you just stay in your I am. Stay in a state of bliss. and peace, understanding fully well that things are just as they are, and you need not worry and try too hard to push yourself and feel disgusted about, oh, I thought I can do this and this things, but I did not. Because in reality, if you're fighting with procrastination and you think that, oh, I should have done this amount of work by this age and this time, just see to it, is that even true? You have achieved so many things so far, which is your illusion of you having achieved, which is actually not truly you, because that was all the situation that made you have those things. So if the achievement brings you so much joy, so should the its containment within you should prolong for that long. But no. Now, for example, if you have that nice house and a nice asset that you wanted to buy, if that did give you so much joy, why is it not keeping you satisfied? And why are you still thinking about having more and more and more? Because that is the nature of desire. As soon as one desire is met, it leads you and makes you propel forward, and it wants to keep on, hoarding more and more. Or even about fear. Once you have $1 million, now you have the fear. Oh, I should not lose that, or inflation should not change my current state of worth. My net worth should not be bothered. But well, there are infinite number of situations that work out, and you who wants to control everything and try to keep things in a certain way, fit it into a castle, and say that this is my security, this is who I am, and this is what I want to do. If I do not live up to this image, I'm going to feel devastated. That's a funny game because we have been doing this all our lives. Our parents have done that, their parents have done that, grandparents have done that, ancestors have done that, and this is an infinite cycle going on. So it's so much important that you just realize that all we have is now, and we all know this thing. The only problem is that we are so much bound by our habits. We are so much bound all these times by our own mind tricking us. And anytime there is something unpleasant thrown at you, and the mind then just says, go fight. Just go fight. How can you listen to that? But now, after having seen through the futility of fight, or futility of chasing after stupid, meaningless pursuit, which is only an illusion of pursuit of happiness, but in reality, that is not the case. It's so much better that you just be in a state of desirelessness and also in a state of fearlessness. You just stay with your I am state. You just be in the presence. So that means you have just dropped your idea of manipulating things. You have dropped your idea of changing reality. You have dropped your idea of not accepting what the now moment brings. And this is basically, this is what is acceptance. This is what is surrender. So I'll also read this beautiful quote from Ramana Maharishi, the great enlightened sage from Tiruvannamalai, India. So he says that silence is the most potent form of work. However vast and empathetic the scriptures may be, they fail in their effect. The Guru is quiet, and grace prevails in all. This silence is more vast and more emphatic than all the scriptures put together. So beautiful. So what is that silence? Is just being in the I am. Nisargadatta Maharaj said about this practice of just being in your I am state. And Ramana Maharishi talks about inquiring, if your mind is racing too much, who am I? Or if certain sort of situation popped up in which you are feeling unpleasant, or you just have certain anxiety from the past, or some lurking thought which has been just chasing your head for quite a long time, and you say that these all thoughts are appearing, but to whom? So if you feel unpleasant or unhappy, you just need to ask yourself, who is that I which is feeling all of these things? And then the answer will come, it's me, it's I. So now the query begins, who am I? And all this is just the same energy which is now external is turned inward. And as you go inward, you'll find that there is no I inside the body and the mind. And the one which is perceiving all of these things, the one which is actually seeing all of these movement is actually the lens of I, memory. Because see, right now, if you think about what you did last month, for example, that would just appear as a flash of memory behind your eyes, in your head. That's what you think. Or you are just thinking about the dinner you had at some nice restaurant someday. That's also a memory. So all of these things are coming to whom? So this all thought, images, and sounds, which is what is memory, which is what is thought, which is what is mind, is happening to the I. But I in itself is nothing, it's just the space. And our work is only to inquire. As long as the individual I is there, our job is just to keep on doing that inquiry, inquiring the nature of that blank eye. And you will see as you do these exercises, as you just come to that state of awareness, that's what Krishnamurti says about observer is the observed. And when you are truly aware and you have seen through that in your own experience that observer is the observed, there's no need to fight anymore. There's a state of utter silence. There's a state of bliss. And that does not mean problems and challenges won't come. They do come. They will ever keep on coming as long as you're alive. So to expect a trouble-free life is not realistic. What is realistic is that we can change our approach to this situation that happens to us. And that is beautiful. That is what is true beauty. And not about hoarding things and having possessions and controlling people and running after fame and power. All of that is hollow and empty. And you can see through the people who are chasing these things, they are terrible and unhappy. That's the reason. Why else would you want to control others? Only an unhappy person would want to do that. Because see, a happy person is just pretty much in a state of calm, bliss, and joyful state. That is what is true happiness. That's what I wanted to say for today. Have a great day. Thank you.